up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We're going to try this again. Thank you guys for your patience. I've been dabbling with it, trying to figure out why the last couple of streams, I think it's a YouTube problem, why they were going in and out and choppy. I've tried everything. See, the thing that's worse is some of the problems you don't really know until you actually start streaming. You know what I mean? But shout out to y'all. Let me know how this one's looking. The Vampire Stream. Shout out to Jesse Rincon. Now, HBO's Jim Lampley, he did an interview and he said he knew pretty much that HBO, the end was coming, was like near. That's crazy. Because I've been telling y'all the end was near on the Vampire Stream. I think HBO, like I've been saying, along the way, they stopped being HBO boxing. Because I told y'all see, this is the thing. Like, everything I said was true. HBO, they just, one of their announcements when they said they're going away after 45 years from covering boxing, they said they did surveys and studies, and purchasing HBO at this current juncture in 2018, one of the determining factors on if customers should get HBO boxing or not, boxing wasn't it. And I think I said that wrong. What they said in closing, after they announced they're closing their doors to boxing, they said people who purchase a subscription to HBO, boxing wasn't the determining factor if they would get HBO or if they wouldn't. But I guess maybe back in the day, at a point in time, there were a lot of people probably that were surveyed, and they were picking up a subscription to HBO because of boxing, like me. So if the latest survey said people are buying HBO with or without boxing content, that goes to show you why for the last few years they've been investing less and less and less, waiting it out to see if their boxing programming picked up to the point where it was making money. But once again, it's like a bad relationship. It's like a relationship about to come to a close. It's already going bad, and you see the person, your girl's already about to break up with you, and you do more and more things that drive her closer to pulling the trigger and making that decision, So a lot of people are like, oh man, sad. And I've had a lot of time to get over this, me personally, because I've been fucking telling y'all it was coming. I told you it was coming. So, it wasn't really, for me personally, this wasn't a shock. Look at how they've treated their boxing customer in the last couple of years. They haven't been treating us to the best fights. We were having to pay for Crawford versus Postal, Ward Kovalev 1 and 2. That's debatable if that was a pay-per-view fight. You know what I'm saying? But Victor Postal, Terrence Crawford, Amir Khan moving up to 55 for Canelo. Even worse, Canelo Alvarez versus Liam Smith. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Real talk, the week after Mayweather Pacquiao, me being a boxing fan, if I had to pay, I'm not saying I wanted to pay pay-per-view, but Canelo Kirkland happened a week after Mayweather Pacquiao. I would have rather paid pay-per-view for that fight than Canelo versus Khan or Canelo versus Liam Smith. Me personally. I was more looking forward to, at the time, Canelo Kirkland as opposed to Canelo Khan or Canelo Liam Smith. I barely even know who Liam Smith was, and I knew Amir Khan's solid, but that wasn't his weight, and he had been stopped at lighter weight classes. So what's gonna happen if he fights Canelo, no rehydration clause? You've seen what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I want to pay pay-per-view for Canelo Kirkland, but if somebody told me Canelo Kirkland at the time it happened, Canelo Khan at the time it happened, Canelo Liam Smith at the time it happened, then guess what? I would have paid for Kirkland. You know what I'm saying? Out of all of those fights. So to me, HBO kind of went away from boxing. They weren't putting nothing into it. Like I said, it's just like a relationship. How you gonna have a successful marriage? That shit ain't always gonna be easy. You gotta figure it out. You gotta keep the spark alive, and keep your girl, your wife, your husband, whatever you guys have. You gotta keep that flame ignited. You can't just stop being who you've always been. I think that's the perfect example for HBO. A fucking relationship. Everybody during the honeymoon stages, when things are good, everything's great. But then when relationships, divorces happen, breakups, the last little stretch be horrible. People not doing what they, communicating like they once did when they first met, people arguing all the time, things they didn't do. Shout out to Jesse Rincon, $2 super chat. We working. I told you we working, people. Super chats going in. That's what HBO started doing. It became the relationship where they no longer were doing what they were doing in the beginning, which usually leads to a divorce or breakup. When people start showing you other sides of them, like let's say a girl's married to a guy. When they first met, he was nice. He courted her. He took her out to the movies, opened doors, pulled out chairs, listened to her. Fast forward 2 years later, if he stops doing all of that shit, how's that girl gonna feel? She's probably gonna cheat on you or, find someone else or break it off, just depending on that particular woman. I mean, that's what happened with HBO. Instead of when Showtime started, I told people this, when Showtime started kicking their ass, they didn't do anything. They didn't respond. I guess that Game of Thrones money, True Blood at certain times and all that, then Boardwalk Empires and them shows, I guess that was like their saving grace, so they weren't really tripping, but why would I shed a tear that HBO boxing is closing its doors when this has been, like, look at what HBO boxing became. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you guys hear me? The chat is just like, I don't know if the chat's moving, y'all just listening. I know it's the vampire stream, but the vampire stream, y'all are sleeping in the coffin. Like, can y'all hear me? I guess people are just listening. Yeah, that's basically what happened with HBO to me. Is it stopped being HBO boxing? Like they just went to HBO. They were putting very little into the boxing department, So I seen this coming a mile away. I told people on my channel. I gave my input on what they could do to improve, and they never did. So it's like, what do you expect? So Jim Lampley, he's now saying he knew it was coming. I mean, how couldn't you? Like I said, they stopped being HBO boxing. The commentary got to an all-time bias. It's just, that's not what people signed up for. See, that's what I'm saying. They didn't even care about I literally held on to HBO for the sake of boxing, even if I wasn't covering boxing, like going to the fights and needing to see, 24/7s and stuff. I still would have had HBO for boxing. I had it before, and they just didn't even care about the boxing fans apparently. Even listen, even if you had fewer fights because different promoters left and different stuff like that, you could have made the most of it. Like if you really wanted to revive the programming, you really could have made the most of it. But HBO, they did something. HBO Boxing. I keep saying HBO, but when I'm saying HBO, I'm talking about HBO Boxing, right? They did something that they've never been afraid to do, and that's take risks. You know, it takes money to make money. Like, listen, these mics, these trips, everything that I go on, there's no guarantee that I get my money back. But I have faith. I have a blind faith. And I'm a small, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a small company compared to an HBO, you know? But I go on these trips. You know how much money I would have if I didn't cover any fights? If I didn't cover any fights this year? That's airfare, hotels for 5 days to a week, eating out. If I and I can do that on my channel. I could literally stay at home and cover boxing. It just wouldn't be the, you wouldn't see Tank taking my camera and, you know, me asking questions, me giving you coverage of fight weeks, you know. But I make enough where I don't have to be at the fights, but I do it for the greater good. It takes money to make money. You know what I'm saying? And HBO is like somewhere along the lines, they got afraid. Yeah, there's a chance that you lose money, but you can't be so fearful that you don't put out 2-3 episodes of 24/7 because you that tight with your money, you know, and you don't want to lose. You want everything to be all profit. I look at it like this. Canelo, there's no reason Canelo Golovkin 2 should have done less viewership, pay-per-view buys, and less in terms of a live gate and merchandise and financing, you know. But if you don't promote shit the right way, then what do you all expect? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? They lost the passion. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, they didn't give a fuck about the boxing fan, and now it's coming out because they just told you. We did surveys, and people who are now buying HBO Boxing isn't part of their decision making process. So once again, people are like, why? Oh, nobody should be happy about this. Shit, I am happy. Because you stalled me out and kept me, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy HBO's going away. You know, because it's not HBO Boxing anymore. It's just like one of them, you know, them horror movies where this person was your friend. They get bit by a vampire or they get bit by a zombie or something. Let's say a vampire, like From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay, this was your brother. Juliette Lewis, her brother got bit by a vampire. So he was your brother. But now the vampires got him. You've seen the vampires bite him. And now he's turned into one of the vampires. He's looking all crazy and fangs. He's no longer your brother. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he's went to the dark side. That's HBO Boxing. Now, if HBO Boxing was giving us Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward trilogy, if they were giving us, like, you know, classic Mayweather fights, Mayweather Castillo, Mayweather Cotto, Gotti, you know, De La Hoya, and some of the people that they showcased, Pacquiao, and then they said, you know what, fuck this, we still going away, then I would be sad. You know? I would be sad because, like, in the midst of that, you know, the fun is now gone. But for me, HBO has been gone. Like, they haven't put out, you know, they just stopped trying. Like, they would, you know, it's actually sad. Being a true competitor, it's actually sad how they went out. Because they just folded and waved the white flag. They just let Showtime challenge them. Like, we taking over. Steven Espinoza was like, yeah, we're putting on the best fights. We, you know, we're striving to improve, put on the best fights with the biggest stars and this and that. Yo, if this happens again, I'm about to end the stream because I can't keep dealing with this. Like I've done everything. There's clearly some bug or something wrong with the YouTube encoder or whatever. This is crazy. Like I've been trying to stream all day, nonstop. So if it goes out again, then that's the wrap for today. We'll have to try again later. I think they have some kind of bug that needs to be sorted out because the stream, I'm in the middle of talking, it just keeps cutting out. Shout out to you for the super chat. Mr. King Palmer, I got your email. Said, what's up, Ego? You are a true dude. Keep doing the badass job. Who do you think would have won between AB and Trinidad or Trinidad Spence? Trinidad would beat AB, I believe. That left hook was money. Trinidad Spence would be a better fight, but I don't know. That's a crazy fight, Trinidad Spence. But I definitely would have. Broner's best weight's not 147, so I'm assuming if he fought Trinidad, it'd be at 147. So shout out to you for the super chat. That's Spence and Trinidad. That's a crazy matchup. Crazy matchup. Yeah, man. I just feel like HBO over the years they stopped being HBO boxing. And like I said, now that the news came out that they're getting out of boxing, they're basically telling you that. They're saying that, hey, people are buying HBO regardless of if boxing is on anyway, so fuck it. But see, the thing is, that's almost like, I can't think of the word. It almost doesn't make sense because people have no choice but to buy it. Like they're saying HBO boxing is no longer a determining factor or metric for people's decision to get HBO. But that's almost like an unfair question because you stop putting on the best fights. Do you get what I'm saying? So people had no choice but to look in other directions like PBC and Showtime for boxing heads. So it's almost like, I guess a catch-22 maybe is the right phrase for it. That doesn't even make, to me that doesn't make sense. You're saying that, oh, people are buying HBO regardless of boxing. Yeah, because you're not putting that much boxing on. But it would be like if you had the best fights, then it would be a determining factor. But you let people get away. You let Heyman leave. I don't know about HBO as a whole, but I think HBO boxing, they had a lot of old school, probably some of them racist people working in the sports department. I really believe that. Like the big wigs or people who were pulling, because like simple stuff over pride, you're going to let Al Heyman, who has 160 to 200 fighters, you're going to let him get away from your network. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible. And then you only have like mainly Eddie Hearn, who's like kind of sometimes because he does his thing in the UK, and now he has DAZN. But, sometimes he would put a fight on HBO, but he wasn't putting on hella fights, US fights and stuff on HBO. So you're going to leave it to Top Rank, K2, Eddie Hearn, and Golden Boy to supply you all the fights. And then you let Bob Arum get away. Listen, in my honest opinion, in terms of powerhouse stables, Al Heyman, Top Rank, and then I guess Golden Boy and everybody else, all the other banner boxings and, like right underneath them, K2 and all that. But clearly the biggest, most bankable stars and the biggest roster, obviously Al Heyman because he has the most and he has a lot of quality guys, and then Top Rank. And you let them both get away from HBO at different points. Horrible. Bob Arum never showed a angst against HBO. He never showed, like, he never had no grudge that I knew of. He was enjoying it. But I'm telling you, when it happened, that year Ward fought Kovalev, he Top Rank, they tried to get Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas, a WBO title fight on HBO, and they were trying to stage it around the same, like, November month of Ward Kovalev. HBO was like, we ain't buying that shit. HBO made a decision to not pick up Pacquiao fight because Mayweather had already beat him. See, HBO crooked the way, like, HBO boxing. Listen, this is the bad thing about new. Hold on, yo. This is the bad thing about old media. Excuse me. Make sure y'all smash the like button. What up, Melvin? This is the bad thing about old media. Old media, there's a lot of old media and they're fake. They're turncoats. Benedict Arnold, snitches, traitors, shapeshifters. What I mean is they'll say something and then when things don't go their way, then all of a sudden it's different or they'll bail out. You know? They're turncoats. Look at HBO. They were pumping up Kovalev. They wanted Ward to fight Kovalev. Ward spoiled your party by beating Kovalev and making him look exposed, you know? Then all of a sudden, they were trying to make the Kovalev-Alida Alvarez rematch for this year, initially. This year. And HBO didn't want to pick it up. So now it's going to be next year, I think in January or something. And it's going to be on ESPN. But they were trying to make the rematch for this year. HBO didn't want no parts of it because they did all this. They invested all this energy into telling you, you know, the European fighters, the Russian fighters, and all this shit. And then when some of them came up short, then they bailed out on them. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev lost. It happens. Then you see him lose a third time to Alida Alvarez, worse, you know, just because Andre Ward kind of set the tone of what to do. Stay safe early. He gets winded, you know. There's rumors that he drinks and he don't like it to the body, you know. And then the rest was history. Then Alida Alvarez, now you don't want to spend no money because you know that's a Heyman fighter going against an HBO fighter. Alida Alvarez is with Al Heyman, right? Because I remember I was in New York where the fight happened. I believe the Kovalev Alvarez fight happened, but I was covering the Devin Alexander card with Andre Berto, and then I was walking. It was me and Blue Blood, and X, and we were walking to, you know, where all the fighters were staying in the hotel, and the Watson brothers were there, and he was like, "Yes, I just found out." You know, he was happy because he works closely with Al Heyman, and he was happy because he was, as we were walking, he got the info or the intel that Alida Alvarez stopped Kovalev. So that's a Heyman fighter. You know, that's why he was happy, because basically his side beat the HBO side and beat Kovalev. So he was happy that, you know, Al Heyman advised fighter got the job done. So that's why HBO didn't want to spend no money on the Kovalev shit. So they do all this to hype up the Eastern European fighters. And I'm not saying that none of them are good, but you know, they put a lot of energy into saying that these are the guys that we should all stop everything you're doing to look for. You know? And then as soon as they lose, they bail out. Same thing with Chocolatito. They tell him, oh, he's the number one. Mayweather's retired. This is the number one guy. They put all this marketing and exposure and do this little package deal with Chocolatito and Triple G. And then as soon as he loses, it's controversial. HBO didn't bail out because it was controversial. So that, okay, no biggie. He'll get him in the rematch. He rematches Rung Vasai. Rung Vasai is eating goddamn dried up fried rat. And then he bodies Chocolatito. And then he knocks him out. Then Jim Lampley literally, he was interviewed. The videos are on YouTube. He literally was doing interviews, and he was saying that Chocolatito, it's over for him. He can't come back from this. Like, wow, turncoat. You said he was number one pound for pound, and as soon as he takes a bad loss, because the first one wasn't what you would call bad, because some people thought, I was at that fight. It was on the Golovkin-Jacobs card. Some people thought Chocolatito won, but the second one was a bad loss because he got stopped. You know, we never seen him get stopped. And then as soon as he gets stopped, Jim Lampley talking about he's like, it's over for him. You know, that's turncoat stuff. They did it to Kovalev, you know. Let Bob Arum get away. Like, it's just all over the place. all over the place. You know, you stop respecting the American fighters too. And people like me resent that. A lot of good American talent, you know, and then they always took a backseat to foreign talent. There's a lot of foreigners that are great fighters. We know this. You know what I'm saying? But when you constantly push the narrative that the foreign fighter is better than the American fighter, and then you come up short more often than you're accurate, it kills your credibility. That's why new media was doing so well for the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, American style's hard to beat. Canelo from Mexico, great fighter, lost to Floyd Mayweather. You know, an American style, American athlete. Victor Postal, right? Good fighter from Ukraine. He fought the best American in his weight class at the time. Terrence Crawford got dogged. Kovalev, very good fighter, boxer puncher, good jab from Russia. You put him in there with Andre Ward, an Olympic gold medalist, American style. He gets beat. First one was too close. He immediately rematches, beats him again. Pacquiao from the Philippines. Put him there with Floyd Mayweather. He gets beat. And I'm not saying all Americans beat guys from other regions, so please don't say no stupid shit, right? I'm just saying, like, the people you building up and telling they're better than this, you know, you just got to have some kind of credibility when it's all said and done. And HBO kept taking L's. Deontay Wilder, he's another one. You know? So, to me, HBO Boxing stopped being HBO Boxing. They always maintain good video production, like good quality cameras and shit. But we started getting less and less of it. So who cares how good your camera quality is when you're giving us less content? Like, okay, what if my channel, I upload pretty frequently. So what if I get this nice red Aria camera or some shit, shoots in 5K, but then I only do one video every 4 months, every 3 months. That's nice that I got this nice camera, but I'm not even doing no material, no content. You know what I'm saying? So who cares? Ain't gonna lie, you started this vampire stream shit. What you mean I started? Of course I started. This is my shit. Why? Other people using it now? Yeah, people know. People know who started what. That's what I'm saying. 24/7. You have a great narrator in Liev Schreiber, great cinematography, whoever your DP is, great editing, and then you just do less of it. You know, it's not how any competitive business would be. You know, when someone else, when your direct competitor steps up their game, you have to step up your game. And if you don't, you're gonna get smoked. And if you get smoked, you're gonna lose money. And if you lose money, you're going to go out of business. You know, if you can't justify being open. And that's what happened with old media and a lot of these YouTube channels. I'm telling you, by the end of this year, we'll see how many old media channels are still around. And even if they're around, they're not, their focus ain't YouTube anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do a video once every 4 months, you know, once every 3 weeks when they were trying to do daily videos. You know, every other day they did a video, and you're going to see it's going to get far and few in between because new media is here now. I told y'all. Or they're going to just stop doing it together. You know what I'm talking about. You know, even the ones that do daily content, if you're not talking about nothing, just watch their growth. This is like, see, people always, you know, there's like a lot of fallacies, in my opinion, in society. People feel this like, oh, you got to be humble and you got to be modest. Like, I ain't got to be shit. Only thing I got to be is truthful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you the truth. Tell the truth. You know, people confuse being humble and modesty with seeing something as true and not saying it. That's not being modest to me. You know what I mean? That's not being modest. To me, that's being untruthful. I'm telling you, new media is killing these boys. You know, I'm not saying it from a place of like not having like being humble or having no humility or not having a good upbringing. I'm telling you what I see. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. Like you want people, like I said, people confuse that. Oh, be modest, be modest. I'm telling you what I see. You guys see it. I know you do. There's channels, like I said, doing frequent content, trying to do frequent content, and then the content starts slowing up. They can't exist out here, B. It's over. I'm trying to tell y'all. You got to be talking about something. Some channels probably don't do any videos. Some, they were doing it, trying to bang out a whole bunch of videos. But then after being wrong and wrong and wrong, you're going to see it slow up. Or even if they do keep doing it, if they keep doing videos daily and multiple videos, they're going to be stuck. Check my numbers, right? And then give me 2-3 months and see where my numbers are. Some of these dudes are in the same bracket. They never really make any leaps and bounds. Like they're not really moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at my numbers, all of my numbers, like, like subscriber count and stuff like that. I wish you could see the paychecks, but we're not going to take it there. But just look at like subscriber count. That's a good indicator. If they telling the truth and you love their videos, then they would be growing. It's that simple. If you love what they doing, then they would grow. That's usually a good indication. Like if a girl likes you and you hit her up, ask her on a date, she'll probably oblige you. If you text her, she'll probably respond because she likes you. Now, if she doesn't like you, she's going to make excuses, say, oh, I'm busy. Oh, me and my girlfriends are going out. She's going to put other things before you, prioritize you last, flake on you. That's how this game goes. So that's what I'm saying. Just watch, study. So it's not being humble or humility and have some couth and being modest. A lot of people do this modest ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you have to be modest. Being modest is not lying to the public. Like, oh, if I just shut my mouth and, Now, if you start tripping out and you start like treating people like shit and like believe you're truly better than other people, that's something different. We're not talking about that type of stuff. Come on, you bum. What you watching? I'll be all that on the internet. I'm a bum, all that. But as long as you watching, then I'm good. David Da Vinci, like it don't matter as long as you watch. I don't understand. It's like Floyd Mayweather. You can say, oh, Floyd sucked, pillow fisted Floyd, but he's making the most money in the game. Not ego, Tyson Fury. Oh, well, you gotta, elaborate on what you're talking about. I know Tyson Fury said that, but I thought you had Tourette's because we wasn't even talking about Tyson Fury. That's just really random. But, ultimately, you guys will see. Just like I said, look at people's numbers, look at their subscribers, and look at the stagnant growth. I know I'm not the only one this season. Certain channels just ain't it, bruh. They just ain't got it. And it usually stems because of the narrative. People aren't dumb. People, oh, yeah, I hate ego. I hate, won't. I hate new media. I hate these channels. But they can't refrain from talking about us. You know what I'm saying? They don't exist. They can't make a video without my name in the title. I don't use nobody to get. When you ever see me use another channel that I'm not working with, use their name in my title, I don't have to clout chase. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm like Boxingego and it says, Richard Pryor, then that means, I'm working with Richard Pryor or something. It has something to do with it. I never use no other channel's name But they got to use my name. They got to use other people who pop in name. We know the game. You know, all I'm telling people to do is it's a free country. Watch what you watch, do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you know who's winning the race. It's not, if you see Usain Bolt and he about to lap motherfuckers and he's dusting them, then you know that. So it has nothing to do with not being humble. He's burning them. He's faster than them. It's that simple. Make sure y'all smash the like button. But yeah, I just feel like the HBO's thing, it's not shocking to me. A lot of people can relate to this. You ever been to a restaurant and they change owners or management or, maybe just get new workers and the food stops tasting the same? Like you used to get great customer service. The food plates come out steaming hot, and then they change managers, under new management, switch the recipe, start getting the cheaper cheese or whatever. So the macaroni and cheese don't taste as good at the barbecue spot, whatever. That's HBO Boxing. They had a great product. Nobody in boxing had a complaint. They were the front runners, but they stopped being HBO Boxing, who we all grew to love, just like I said, from dusk till dawn. Yeah, that was your brother until the vampires got to him. Now he's no longer your brother. HBO got to a point where, real talk, the commentary got so biased. I'm like, what am I even watching? And the only reason that I left the commentary on is because I'm not just about to be at the crib watching a TV screen with no sound. You know what I'm saying? Reading closed caption. I am not deaf, so why would I do? You know what I'm saying? Why should I have to do it like that? Because your commentary is so horrible. When I'm watching the NFL, I don't watch the shit with no sound. So why I gotta do that on my boxing? Some people recommended that. Yeah, just watch it on mute. Why I gotta watch it muted? It comes with audio. Why I gotta watch it muted? I watch basketball. I don't have to do that to the commentary. I watch NFL. My Niners, we're not doing that great. I don't watch it with no sound on. Why I gotta watch my boxing with no sound? Instead of them actually just improving the commentary crew or the commentary. Why I gotta do that? As the consumer who's paying. What does that say? Hard right hand from Golovkin. Hey, you're tripping with all them exclamation point. That sound like some shit. Bang, bang. Stop. It ain't no bang. It be shit. Golovkin will sneeze and they'd be like, bang, bang. Canelo almost got knocked out. Bang. He almost got knocked out because Golovkin sneezed. Really, bro? Harold Lerman, I don't know what the fuck he be watching. Okay, Jim. Yeah, man, the commentary is just that you don't understand. And see, the worst part about it is me. I have integrity. I know how to not be influenced by some shit. If I don't believe it, I know how to I feel that I know how to personally view the sweet science in boxing. So I can watch a fight and not be influenced solely by what other people are saying. But to me, it's irresponsible to have millions of viewers and you're almost in a sense brainwashing them with some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's let's say you had a teacher and the teacher is an English class and she's teaching let's say it's a college class and there's 2,000 students in it and she's teaching you how to spell words the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? That's what HBO would do. You're convinced. So I'm, like I said, I'm not mad that HBO, they stopped being HBO. It's a good thing. Cause the dumb shit that Lampley's and Skip Bayless and Letterman's would say, the guys like that, the most extreme things, you had people repeating it, and then coming to my channel repeating the nonsense. You know, Skip Bayless was talking about Floyd versus Conor. Oh, all Floyd does is just run, jab, tap, 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 run. And then you got dumbasses in my comment section talking about all Floyd does is jab, tap, 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 run. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad. I want all these motherfuckers gone. Straight up. I want all of them until they start being responsible with their commentary. You know, I am. I'm a small operation compared to HBO, but I stand by, like Denzel said in American Gangster. Now this is Blue Magic. It's like Pepsi. It's a name brand. I guarantee. I stand by it. It's a product. You know, my dollar. Like, I stand by. That's how I am. I stand by what I say. Like, if someone caught me at a fight and wanted to have dialogue, oh, do you really think Canelo beat Golovkin in the rematch? I'd be like, yeah. And then I'm willing to talk about it. You know? I don't got to tuck my tail. That's what I seen. You know? Hey, block Carlos. Hold on. Gangster ass fool. You sound stupid. We got to get you. Yeah. You got to go, Carlos. Just look at the names, faces, and the pictures of the people doing the most hating. Carlos Roredo. Motherfucker said gangster ass fool. Get out of here. Because I said American Gangster, a movie. What? That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, this commissary, like, Roy Jones was, like, the only one who's routinely saying good things on HBO. Like, oh, my gosh. Like, shout out to Roy. If Roy wasn't there, it would be really bad. Or if, like, Max Kellerman's hit or miss to me. But if Max Kellerman, like, left and went to ESPN and Roy left, it would be, like, I don't know. I would, like, it would be crazy trying to watch it with just Letterman and Lampley. Yeah, Roy's a people respect Roy. He can get another job easily. I want to hear Roy with Paulie. That should be good. Yeah, HBO, man, they just had an old ass way of doing things. Like I said, you gotta evolve. It's like Blockbuster to Netflix. Netflix was something new. You know, mail order DVDs. Like, who would have thought? You know, who would have thought that could be something? Netflix had the idea, they had the vision, they ran with it, and then look what Netflix has become. They don't even mail it. I don't see some of y'all young cats don't even know that. Netflix wasn't even like an online based streaming shit. They used to mail you the physical DVD, you know? Used to mail it in the, like, check your mailbox and there's a little package envelope with a DVD in it. And when you're done watching it, you know, I don't even know how many days you had to watch it. 2? I don't know. And then you would mail it back. But they've grown from that, you know? Now they don't even have. I don't even think. Is the mail option still even an option? Who's just using that? Who's out there and like, man, fuck this internet shit. Mail me my DVDs. Like, who's doing that? I don't even know if it's an option anymore, to be honest. Can you still get the Netflix movies in the mail? It'd be an old ass person drinking prune juice. I'm just gonna have my mailed. They still have that option? Wow, I don't know nobody that does it. That's like motherfuckers writing checks, you know, at Target. You better get you a debit card. Fuck out of here. I hate check writers, man. Hella annoying and ugly. They never have a pen, just like smokers. People that smoke. Hey, you got a light, bro? You the smoker? What the fuck? You know, check writers never have a pen, never know what store they're in. Like, what store am I? You was blindfolded, got out of a van, blindfolded, and just walked into the store. How you not know what fucking store you're in? You never know the date. Fuck out of here. I used to hate that when I used to work at Lowe's, and someone holding up the whole line and shit. I got 99 problems, and they all mine, you know, and the bitches, 98 of them, because you slow ass writing this check. 60-40 and I'll whoop your ass. Who said? When did Roy say that? Roy's a dog. Roy a beast. Didn't I just say that? What up, Juan? Medellin was popping. The vampire. He said that to B-Hop. Hey, he wildin'. I probably heard it and forgot about it. I'm guessing in the second fight. Ego, I couldn't help but think the Wilder Fury stuff was staged. Aren't they friends? Who said they were friends, though? I never heard nothing about that. Listen, who cares, to be honest, even if they're friends? So you think Wilder's gonna pull his punches and not try to knock out his friend? Is that what anyone thinks? I never heard they were cool. I mean, Tyson Fury was calling him a bitch, so I mean, my friends don't really call me a bitch like that in public, but I don't know. I never heard this whole friendship talk, but I don't, when it comes December 1st, I don't know about no friendship then. I think Wilder's going to try to hurt him. You know, really risky game plan by Tyson Fury. He's like, show me, I want to feel the power. All right, motherfucker, remember you said that, because Wilder might bring that power. You know, I think, see, styles make fights. Klitschko, the reason why I'm picking Wilder over Fury is because Klitschko has power. But I don't know I don't think he has Wilder power. I mean, that from what I've heard, that, you know, there's a heavyweight that sparred him, and he says Vitaly hits harder than Vladimir, and Wilder hits like 4 times harder than Vitaly. You know, and 5 times harder than Klitschko. He had a whole little metric. The thing with the why Tyson Fury, his style went well with Klitschko, because Klitschko, he's the style he perfected was use his height, jab, clinch when needed, you know, piston jab, and that works well, especially for smaller guys. But he's also not really aggressive unless he has you hurt, you know, and he's trying to take you out like Kubrat Pulev or something. When he hurt him, he'll get a little bit aggressive, but by and large, he's not just super aggressive by nature. Wilder is aggressive, especially when he hurts you, you know, and Wilder gives you different looks, and he's athletic. So, you know, it's just going to be a different fight. Totally different. Klitschko, he was almost acting afraid to punch with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is, you know, doing this herky-jerky shit, gloves low, and Klitschko looked like he didn't know what to do. And, like, I doubt that. Even if Wilder's getting outboxed, he showed the heart to rally back. The Vampire Stream. Yeah, they're both awkward. That I give you that. So we got to see who's the. You know, boxing is weird though, because to be honest, I didn't see Canelo coming out from round 1 trying to walk Golovkin down. I thought he would try to walk Golovkin down, but not from round 1. I thought he was gonna do basically the game plan from the first fight, which is use some movement but not use as much, and then keep Golovkin at bay with the jab, and after 4 rounds, stay safe, then start opening up and start trying to walk him down. That's what I thought he was gonna do. That's what I honestly thought that Canelo was gonna do. But what Canelo did do was walk Triple G down for much of 12 rounds. So that was, you never know in boxing. People do stuff you don't often expect. So yeah, I didn't think Canelo would just come out like that. Just come out like that and start trying to walk him down instantly. But he did. So, maybe Tyson Fury does come out aggressive. I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking about what I think versus, what Tyson Fury is going to show. Yeah, I mean, no one expected Rigondeaux to quit either. I mean, we never seen that. So, no one expected that. Ego isn't kind of sad to see HBO boxing die. They were good when they were good. Listen, you're trying to make me sound heartless. I'm not that. But I guess what I'm saying is HBO boxing has been dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's not shocking. Yes, I have memories, but I've had time for bereavement because HBO hasn't been supplying the best versus the best. There's been some good fights occasionally, but they're too far and few in between. Like, okay, let's just play a game. On regular HBO, what are your top 3 fights this year? Because they only recently announced that they're going out of business or whatever, stop discontinuing boxing. So you guys tell me, name 3 fights that you loved this year from HBO, regular. So you can't say Canelo Golovkin, that was pay-per-view. Okay, I'll wait. So you guys let me know that. Name 3 main events that you liked on HBO. Regular HBO, regular ass HBO. Cat got y'all tongue? Nobody? Y'all trying to Google? Trying to figure it out? Yeah, Kovalev versus Alvarez, and the fight he lost, the HBO fighter lost. Okay, that was a cool fight. Triple G, Vanes Matarosa. Hell no, I was at that fight. It was 2 rounds of like the inevitable, what we all knew. How is that a good fight? It meant nothing for the division. See, boxing fans got to really be real on some shit. Like, bottom line is this. If Canelo fought Vanes Matarosa at 160, people would be like, oh, look at him. He's fighting fucking Vanes. It wouldn't, like, nobody else. Oh, my gosh. Fuck Canelo. We'll not even use him as an example. What if it was Charlo? What if Jamal Charlo fought Vanes coming off a 2-year layoff and coming off of a loss to Edison de Lada? What do you think people would say about Jamal Charlo? Let's put it in perspective. What would they say? In your honest opinion. Because he's already fought twice and people didn't give him credit for the fights at middleweight. So what would they say if he fought a 54-pounder coming up? If Jamal Charlo fought Vanis, they would call him a cub. Exactly. It'd be all types of insults. They would say, "Oh, he fought a bum," and we know the games. That's what I'm talking about, people. They were like, "It proves nothing," but then Triple G fights him. It's all gravy. And Triple G's the more accomplished middleweight. He's the guy fighting at middleweight since the amateur. Charlo's the one moving up. You see how this game works? Anyway, that's the stream. I'm gonna keep this one under an hour, like I said. I just had to make sure, see if this works. Still some issues, but it was a little bit clearer than the last one. The vampire stream. Make sure you guys smash the like button. We'll be back with some more heat. Shout out to you. Thank you guys for tuning into the vampire stream.